I'm Miss Glass, and you're watching Glass Gaming. Hey Glass Gang, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm showcasing my commando build that I like to use for events mainly. I don't really use it for bossing, for solo bossing or anything like that, but you definitely can public boss events like the Queen or Colossal. Three things about this build. One, it's a high health commando build. Two, and it's really a low maintenance commando build. There's no buffs, I don't have anything to worry about. No bobblehead, no coffee, no nuka dark, nothing like that. Also, the weapon I'm using has over 100 rounds in it, and it's a commando, which is really nice and packs a solid punch. I'll also be going over some other options for you that you can use if you don't want to use the commando that I'm using here. Obviously running this as an on-PA build, so I'll be going over the armor and perks as well after I show you what the build can do. So thanks to the powered mods on all 5 pieces of the armor, I can basically jetpack anywhere I want. It has such a high AP refresh speed that I'm able to refresh all my AP before I hit the ground, so I'm able to keep jetpacking, which is definitely a huge quality of life for this build. I typically run agility or endurance for my second star mod slot, but in this case, since commandos don't really take as much AP, it would be kind of overkill. Look how it just tanks the poison damage. I don't even engage the stim pack, it does it all on its own with Born Survivor. So with the health being this tanky, it gives you plenty of time to heal yourself if you need to, if Born Survivor already kicked in and you're still taking a lot of damage. And you see your health dropping. The nice thing is the health drops really slow, even when you're taking high damage, and that's mainly because of the armor set I'm using, a full set of Secret Service armor, along with the Overeater's Legendary mod. If you're gonna do bossing and raiding with this build, specifically the boss levels, I would use a quad 25-25 railway rifle minimum. As you can see, it does pretty good damage considering I'm not bloodied, not on a team. I know I said this was an events public team build, and here I am not on a team, down in the raids, not at a public event. But I'm using the raid boss here to show you just how much damage it can do in a short amount of time. And this is how much damage we managed to do in the first minute of the snake boss. Yeah, not smashing any world records or anything, but you're definitely not getting carried. So the reason why 90%, if not all my commandos are quad is simple. I'm used to running a heavy gunner build and I have a lot of rounds in my magazine. So when I go to a commando build and I only have 15 to 20 rounds, it's really noticeable. As you can see by this other laser rifle, it has the Vampires mod instead of the quad mod, and as a result, it only has 21 rounds for the magazine capacity. This means I'll be reloading a lot, and it's a lot more noticeable when you're high health, you do less damage, so by having the higher mag capacity, you reload less, it feels like you're doing better DPS in the long run. So it's a really good build for events that have a lot of enemies spawning in, because you have the magazine capacity to deal with all the enemies coming at you. And if you combine that with perk cards like Grim Reaper's Sprint that can replenish your AP with a kill, it's going to really help improve your time in bats with that mag capacity. So this card does engage based on how high your luck is, so you'll want to make sure that you get as much luck going on your build to have the best result with this perk card. But this is how it works. Pay attention to my AP bar at the bottom right of the screen, and you'll see that after a kill, it'll replenish my AP. It's not every kill, but it's a 35% chance. Why does that matter? Well, because with 100 rounds in the magazine, you're going to go through your AP before you know it. So to make sure that you have plenty of AP without having to spec into agility and have a high AP build, this is kind of an easy way to cheat the system in a way and be able to keep your AP up for the demands of your magazine size. So let's see how it performs at a more intense event. I'll speed it up a little bit here so that we don't spend too much time on this one. But this is Eviction Notice. This is one that a lot of players have trouble surviving. So let's see. So I will start off by saying that I did try the laser here, the explosive laser. It just didn't feel strong enough, mainly because the super mutants here have much higher resistances. Explosive resistance and stuff, so I found that the Q2525 fixer did the job quite well here. It has a very high rate of attack, high damage. It also benefits from the armor penetration receiver, so that helps a lot. And as you can see, I'm just mowing through the legendary super mutants with ease. So the biggest concern for survivability at this event are the Firestarter super mutants. They use like a special attack that does really high explosive damage, so let's see that in action and see how well I can tank the attack. So my health was already like almost half, and as you can see, it barely tickled me. And here I'm just gonna ignore the damage and let my build do the work. It auto stims me at 40% health with stim pack supers, and as you can see, it just powers through any damage. So I'm going to show you how it performs at one more important event. One of my favorite events for leveling up, it's Rad Rumble. And I use a special commando for this event, mainly because with the Grenadier perk card, it tags a lot of enemies. It bounces around and tags basically everything. And with the way the game mechanics work, in order to get XP from the kill, you don't actually have to kill everything. You just have to register a hit on an enemy. And if another player kills it, you still get the XP for the kill. And so do they. And obviously you'll want something with you to heal Marion Copeland's people, because they will take a lot of damage. And I use this Medic's Weapon Speed 3 Strength God Roll Combat knife because I think it's funny that I go around stabbing them to heal them. Like, it doesn't really make sense, but ideally you just need a commando or another weapon on you that has the medics for a star roll if you want to go around healing them. Alternatively, if you are looking for a great medics commando, this one, the Medics Explosive 90 laser, is my favorite. What's nice about it is with the beam splitter mod, it splits the projectiles into multiple projectiles, allowing you to have a wider spread to heal and be able to just spray in any direction to heal. So that's a great option. Let me know in the comments if there's another medic's weapon that you use or like to use that you prefer. And yeah, maybe I'll use it sometime. Maybe I'll try it out. So I want to go back to the Tesla and talk about the 4-star legendary mod on this one. It's the Encirclers mod, which gives me 50% more damage depending on how many enemies are nearby. Now with Rad Rumble, you typically get swarmed by enemies pretty easily, especially if you're standing in the hallways, and I figured this would be the best for this weapon. And also, I feel like Encirclers just kind of doesn't fit a lot of events or situations, especially when you're out in the open. But for events that have a lot of enemies spawning inside of an enclosed room, like example, the Wendigo spawn at Colossal, this is gonna work really well. This is gonna have that 50% damage mod active a lot of the time. So that's enough talking about the weapons and how the build performs. Let's have a look at the armor set I'm using, and then we'll have a look at the perk card loadout. Armor. So the armor I'm using is a full set of Overeater's AP weapon weight reduction 4-star armor with the limit breaking 4-star legendary mod, so that we don't need to worry about having our luck high enough to crit every other shot, which you need 33 luck typically, but with this build you don't need to have that high luck. And personally, I feel limit breaking is a little bit slept on for high health builds, as it is kind of hard to get your luck high enough on high health to get those crits. So with Overeaters, it's not like Unyielding. Unyielding brings up your stats, so it's much easier bloodied to get that luck really high. But with Overeaters being high health, you don't really have that option. So this is what bridges the gap for you to allow you to crit every other shot. Also, this is Secret Service armor, by the way, so the resistances look really good. They're very high. Secret Service is known for that. Now you can obviously get this much higher with buffs, but this is the base. This is without buffs. Okay, so I want to go back to the main legendary perk on this armor, Overeaters, and elaborate on why I love it and use it on all my high health builds. So with Overeaters, you just have to make sure that your hunger and thirst meters are filled to get the full reduction. And it's easy enough to do that by visiting Samuel at Foundation to view his inventory and buy Perfect Bubblegum. This will make sure that your hunger and thirst meters stay full for 1 hour. And you're going to find it under the food tab in your Pip-Boy. Now, if you plan on playing longer than 3 hours, obviously you need to have some food and water on you to make sure you can top up. So I think that this is a better setup than if I was to run Vanguard, because Vanguard, it's not damage reduction, it's damage resistance, and it drops off as you're losing your health, which you will lose your health as you're taking damage. So this is how the effect works. It increases damage resistance up to 6% as you fill your hunger and thirst. It's up to 30% on full stack. And unlike other legendary armor effects, Overeaters provides a percentage-based damage reduction rather than bonus to damage resistance. Full bonus of 6% damage reduction is achieved if both thirst and hunger meters are equal or higher than 80%. Multiple pieces of armor stack additively. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the armor set or the weapons or anything you've seen so far, and let me know if there's another armor type that you use on your high health build. Special perks. So for this part, I'm not actually going to spend a lot of time on it, mainly because All the perk cards are getting changed very soon in the next season in a few days, so it really depends on when you're watching this. The perk cards might have already changed. So I'm just going to talk about some of the key ones that I'm using that really help the build. And so let's go look at, well, obviously we have all the commando perks, and under endurance, Life Giver, Iron Stomach, Through Hiker, Natural Resistance, Thirst Quencher, Fireproof. Oh, we don't need Radical. This used to be a bloodied build, so that's why that was there. I already have Starched Jeans, so we can actually swap that out for Vaccinated. Under Charisma, Field Surgeon, Strange in Numbers, Tenderizer. This one's quite important. Makes your target receive 10% more damage for 10 seconds after you attack. Besides that, for survivability, I have Field Surgeon. This makes Stimpaks and Radarway work much more quickly. And if you combine it with First Aid, Stimpaks restore more HP based on your intelligence. This helps a lot too. So with these two combined with using Stimpak supers only, it's really good. It is really good at stimming you and keeping you alive through heavy damage. Besides that, I run a 4-star Gunsmith. If you're going to run the Tesla Rifle instead of Gunsmith, I would recommend using the Science perks, as they will give your Energy Commando weapons up to 30% more damage. So yeah, if you set up your Science perk cards to look like this, you can fit a 2-star Science, 2-star Science Master, and a 1-star Science Expert if you remove the First Aid, and you'll have 25% more bonus damage. Under Agility, I have a 4-star Adrenaline to stack more damage between kills, a 1-star Gun Fu to swap target between kills automatically in VATS. This also helps survivability. This is what's auto-stimming me at 40% health, so I don't have to worry about it. Evasive is typically a bloodied build card in most people's builds, but this is actually really good to just avoid incoming damage. It's much better the higher your agility is, so it's better on bloody builds, but yeah, anything helps with survivability. The luck department, we have 3-star Bloodied Mess for 15% more bonus damage, 3-star Better Criticals for 100% more critical damage. Serendipity is actually another bloodied build card that I use on this high health build, so while below 30% health, you gain a chance to evade based on luck. It won't happen as much not being bloodied because, again, you don't have as high luck, but anything helps. So when I drop to anything under 40%, I'm already getting stimmed, but if I drop more because I'm taking too much damage, this really helps. It kicks in. You avoid that extra incoming damage, allowing your Stimpak to do its job. Ricochet is another good one to have. You just deflect her range attacks. 4-leaf Clover, misses and VATS now contribute to the critical meter based on luck. And then Class Freak, the negative effects of your mutations are reduced by 75%. On top of that, I also have Critical Savvy, so critical hits now only consume 55% of my critical meter. It's important, guys, that you hold Y to use your crits. I've seen a lot in my videos talking about my VATS builds where people are saying they're not doing the same level of damage, and almost every time I ask them if they hold Y the whole time they're in VATS to consume the crit meter every time it's ready, they say they don't, which is normal. Not a lot of people know that you can just hold Y. A lot of people think you have to spam Y. These are the legendary perk cards. I'm running them all maxed out, but if you can't, just put in the ones that you can fit and level them up as you unlock more perk cards. These are the points you'll need to invest in the build in order to fit all the perk cards. And now for the mutations, and this is the final part to this video. So with this build, I use Bird Bones, Eagle Eyes, Herbivore, Herd Mentality, Marsupial, and Speed Demon Serums. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a little bit longer than my usual. I wanted to see just how much I could do with my computer, as I'm having trouble making videos past 12 minutes. It seems to chug a lot, and that might be due to my video card not having enough VRAM, according to the software. And this is about the limit of my system. And I also wanted to make sure that I put a lot of content into this one, as I haven't actually covered a commando build before. I also want to give a quick shout out to the GlassGang, who show up every week on my streams and my videos to comment and show love and support. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. I wouldn't be doing this if you guys weren't here, for real. I also left a link in the description to our Discord if you're looking for a community to play with. We have members on every platform. I also left a link to the GlassGang if you want to join our GlassGang membership and see your name on the official GlassGang roster at the starter and every upload and stream. And you also get to play with me on stream when I do my members only streams. I'm Miss Glass. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. GG!